Hello, and welcome to Chapter 18.
Spontaneity and Chemical Change.
This chapter covers Unit 9 of the AP curriculum. 9.1 Introduction to Entropy, refer to Section 18.3. 9.2 Absolute Entropy and Entropy Change, refer to Sections 18.2, 18.3 and 18.5. 9.3 Gibbs free energy and thermodynamic favorability, Sections 18.12, 18.13 and 18.15. 9.4 Thermodynamic and kinetic control, Sections 18.11, 18.12, 18.13, 18.15 and 18.17. 9.5 Free energy and equilibria, Sections 18.13, 18.15 and 18.17. 9.6 Coupled reactions, Sections 18.13, 18.15 and 18.17. The chapter begins with the review of thermodynamics, which was covered earlier in Chapter 6.
Recall, in Chapter 6, we covered the first law of thermodynamics.
In this section, limitations of the first law are discussed. This follows with the explanation of spontaneity and the second law of thermodynamics in Section 18.2.
In Section 18.3, Entropy, and how Boltzmann equation is applied to entropy is introduced in detail.
Note, it is important to know the different factors that would affect the entropy of matter, besides the physical state of matter.
In Section 18.4, work-out conceptual examples on entropy are offered. We expect you to work out all the workout examples simultaneously with us.
In Section 18.5, Standard Entropy Change for Chemical Reactions, along with examples involving calculations of entropy change, are discussed.
In Section 18.7, Entropy Change for the Surroundings in Chemical Reactions, along with examples, is introduced.
In Section 18.9, Total Entropy Change in Chemical Reactions, and the second law is introduced.
In Section 18.11, Equilibrium, in the context of the second law of thermodynamics, is discussed. Note, this section could pose difficulties, as one needs to know a few concepts covered in Chapter 6.
In Section 18.12, Gibbs free energy, spontaneity, and equilibrium is introduced. Remember, Gibbs free energy is another way to determine the spontaneity of a chemical reaction, and is another way to define the second law of thermodynamics.
In Section 18.13, Standard free energy, along with examples to calculate the standard free energy is presented.
In Section 18.15, reaction-free energy, reaction quotient, and the equilibrium constant are taught along with examples involving calculations.
In Section 18.17, effective temperature on standard reaction-free energy and equilibrium constant is introduced, along with examples involving calculations.
Last but not the least, practice the interactive questions before embarking on homework questions. Good luck.